Hello everyone and welcome to my first review on an anime that is actually ongoing. If you're familiar with my channel, everything else that I've done has been a completed manga or anime series, and so this is kind of interesting for me because I'm not used to following the new things and the popular things, but I decided to give this a shot. At first, I didn't really think I'd care for it much, just because I'm not generally into the more popular anime, because they seem like they're more aimed at kids or teens or whatever, and I'm not usually into that. But this I rather enjoyed, so far anyway. Episodes 1 through 15 are the first arc, and I have to say, so far, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was recommended a few times, and at first I didn't know if I really wanted to watch it. From what I had seen things about it, it just didn't seem super interesting. The story is that basically around 10,000 people, I think 10,000 people exactly, actually, are trapped inside of a game called Sword Art Online. And that's really not original, as far as just that being trapped inside a game with virtual reality. Essentially, they function like they would outside of the game, but their movements and thoughts and things occur in the game. So, say, I don't know, basically they have this thing on their head called nerve gear, and when they would think to move, they move in the game. So this is like RPG or role-playing game to the next level, to the extreme that people like me, other gamers, things like that, would really love to see happen. But in this case, when they get into the game, things don't start out the way they expected. They play for a while and then find out that they cannot sign out of the game. That was a major problem for everyone and led to them all being trapped there until the game was cleared. So that's the basic storyline. And, you know, most of you are probably thinking, well, that's not original at all. I have heard that same story a million times, or something very similar to it. If you've seen The Matrix, you pretty much know how that storyline goes. Not necessarily the virtual reality game, but the whole trapped inside of a program or going inside of a program in the case of The Matrix. But either way, everyone knows that's not original. My first thoughts exactly was that sounds exactly like everything else. Well, there are some changes to this. One being that they can't get out at all. There's not an option. And if they die in the game, they die in real life. That being also a connection to the Matrix. So, things like that are a little different, but the people in the game of Sword Art Online, they start living lives more like normal people. So, it's really interesting to see how things unfold that way, as well as the connections and bonds between the main characters, as well as with other characters that aren't necessarily the main ones, because there are really only two characters that matter as far as the show goes. There are a few others thrown in, but only two of them really matter. Um, I thought that was a little odd too. It seemed like there should have been more central characters. I mean, there are people that show up, but the story completely focuses on two, which was a little disappointing to me because I like it when there's a little more variety than that, but it works out somehow, and part of that is probably because the show moves at a really fast pace. At least for the first several episodes, it moves at an extraordinarily fast pace. I actually thought when I was only about 4 episodes in that this show could probably not go longer than 26 episodes, but by the end of the first arc, I was proven wrong because there are things that, you have to watch it to see. I wouldn't necessarily call them spoilers, but some of you may, and plus I'm recommending this anyway, so you should go watch it. But even though there are a lot of similarities to this and other things, there is just enough difference for it to still be interesting. And one thing I still find weird, the main characters are obviously high school kids because it's the same way with pretty much every anime. I still don't understand that. I would have thought it was something about the high school environment, but they're not in high school, they're trapped inside a game. So, I don't know. That's just a little weird to me, especially since they're like supposed to be a couple of the strongest people because they have extreme like MC powers, I guess. I don't know. But it's pretty good. I really can't give too much away because it's not how I do things, but I want to. So I'd love to hear a discussion on this. I'll have a link to my Facebook and Google Plus accounts for this YouTube page in the description. And if you would like to discuss it or anything, you can post on my wall or whatever, and I'll probably get back to you on that because I always think it's interesting to see what you guys say. If you have anything else you want me to watch, you can send me a message or a comment. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I am probably going to go play Borderlands 2. So, see you later.